Hello all 8 of you, I am Redkwan, and a little while ago I made a video about how the Switch could break people's expectations, how it could sell more than people thought. And I'm going to make the follow-up video, which is how the Switch could still sell quite a bit less than people are thinking. So when the Switch came out, a lot of people thought it wouldn't sell very well at all. But now it looks like a lot of people think it's going to sell very well. Especially since the sales back that up. But yeah, so I still think though that there's a chance that the Switch will not sell very well. And that chance lies in the fact of the audience who is buying the Switch. Yes, the Switch continues to sell very well, but most consoles do sell well at their beginning. I mean, the Switch is selling better than most consoles sell at their launch, but it's still not unheard of for a console to sell well at the beginning and then kind of drop off. And the reason why I think the Switch might possibly do that is because it's still not getting a lot of third-party support. And I really think that's a big deal. Most people who buy consoles will buy one console in a generation. One. And they have to choose. Do I want a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One where I can play all of these third-party games? Or do I want a Switch where I'm not going to get any of those games, but I'll get Mario or Zelda once in a while? And for a lot of people, that decision goes to the PlayStation or the Xbox. Apparently this generation of PlayStation. Yeah, so the way that could be remedied is obviously if the Switch got third-party support, which it's starting to, but the way it's going, it won't really happen for a while yet, if ever. So that could be a big damper. And even if it did get all the third-party support, I'm sure there are a lot of people who would see it as inferior and that it wouldn't be as good at what they wanted it to do, and they would still buy a PlayStation or an Xbox. And that's understandable. I mean, it is less powerful. Some people probably don't care about taking it on the go at all, and I understand that. So, that could be bad for the Switch. If the market for it is very limited, that is not good. And I think a big reason why that market might be limited is if you look at the Nintendo console sales. And a lot of people point this out, but the NES sold better than the SNES, which sold better than the N64, which sold better than the GameCube. And then there's the Wii. That did pretty good. And then the Wii U sold less than the GameCube. So that's a downward trend. And the Switch is looking to reverse that. But the truth is, Nintendo consoles have been selling worse and worse over time. And that probably comes down to Nintendo games not being as valued as they once were. People don't care as much, the mass market doesn't care as much about playing Nintendo games as it used to. I mean, just look at the Wii U. It wasn't a bad console, it wasn't extremely expensive, it just wasn't marketed well, and it didn't have big games that really hooked people. It didn't have enough games that people wanted to jump on in and purchase it. And you could put part of that on, it didn't have a Zelda, it didn't have a Metroid, but it had Super Smash Brothers, it had Mario Kart, it had a 3D Mario, all within the first couple years. It had Splatoon, which was brand new and big. It had quite a few good games. But people just weren't as interested in the Nintendo games. I'm sure a lot of people were scared off by the gamepad and the price and that there wasn't any third-party support to come by, but you would still think that it would have sold decently well. And a lot of people say, oh, the Switch is selling really well. It'll continue to sell well. But if you look at it, if the market isn't there, if there's only so many Nintendo fans, and they're all buying it right away, if all the people who want the Switch are the people who want the Wii U plus quite a few more, but if there's just that small market and they just all want it now, then sales will really slow down when the people who want a Switch have already bought a Switch. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who have no interest in a Switch and who don't care if they ever get one. And I'm sure a lot of the people who want a Switch already have one or are already planning to get it very soon. And that is worrying for Switch sales, because I think that if that market is more limited than we all think, that sales could slow down drastically. And that is still a possibility. I mean, with the sales that it's having, it seems more and more unlikely that the sales will slow down. But that is possible. I've seen a lot of people who have no interest at all in getting a Switch ever. It just doesn't interest them at all. And all the people who like the Switch that I know about already have one or are going to get it within another year. So, yeah, that's not a guarantee, but I think there is still a good chance that the Switch will undersell because the number of people who want it and don't already have it will go down faster than people think. Not saying that's going to happen, I'm just saying that is still a possibility. So, hopefully not. Hopefully my first video was more correct. But that is still a possibility, and I guess I'm just muttering on now. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all probably never again. But, bye.